The government of Ghana is collaborating with international organizations and various ministries to address the critical issue of disinformation and misinformation and its potential impact on electoral integrity, peace and security in Ghana. The resource persons at the Accra seminar discussed in detail strategies to deal with the growing challenge of disinformation and its effects on electoral integrity. The event was held at the Accra International Conference Centre.
In recent years, there has been increasing attention to the potentially disruptive influence of disinformation. For example, in the political space, the most common forms of disinformation in elections include the dissemination of fake news in order to discredit opponents or to influence the voting process, the falsification or manipulation of polling data, and the use of fake election monitoring and observation purposed to counter fake news in elections and beyond. Addressing the critical issue of disinformation and misinformation and its potential impact on electoral integrity, peace and security in Ghana, the chairperson of the EC, Mrs. Jean Mensah, cautioned against the spreading of fake news, which she describes as damaging, malicious and even dangerous.
The culture of spreading fake news and falsehood is not a new phenomenon, but the advent of the internet and social media has allowed it to spread at a faster and more widespread rate with damaging consequences to electoral management bodies and elections. We at the Electoral Commission of Ghana support the development of a framework to guide the use of social media around elections and around the peace and security of our respective countries.
The Minister for National Security, Mr. Albert Kandapaa, also shared some insights on the risks of fake news.
The right to free speech, as enshrined in the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, I emphasize, should not be equated to the right to disinform or misinform. Probably by infusing fact-checking into our discourses, we may be able to create a more informed public and a more robust democratic system. This, I believe, is the only path that can guarantee the safety of our democracy and foster development within the realms of freedom.
In an interview with GBC News, the Minister for Information, Mr. Kojo Ponkruma, said the seminar is timely as the country heads towards several elections, including the 2024 general election.
The various players are guilty of it. The political parties themselves are guilty of it. The media is guilty of it. Citizens are very guilty of it. So it's important that all the stakeholders come together to confront this subject and to collectively agree on how to deal with it, especially as we head towards 2024.
The seminar themed Impact of Disinformation on Electoral Integrity, Peace and Security in Africa is a joint effort involving the International Institute for Democracy and Electoral Assistance, the Ministry of Information, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the National Security Ministry, and the Cybersecurity Authority.